Angeles, live on tape, it's the Dennis Miller Show. Tonight, actress Teri Garr, comedian Jeff Cesario, sportscaster Pat O'Brien, radio personalities Mark and Brian.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Second to last day. What step are we in, Nick? First?
We're in anger, my friend.
Denial, depression.
Anger.
All
I've
right.
been waiting on this one.
Let's all get up. Let's do the Patty Chayefsky thing. We're mad as hell. Everybody, stand up. Scream at the top of your lungs. Hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad as hell. Yeah. The man from Megadeth is the spokesman.
An angry
for the
rebel.
group. The Tribune. Daryl, you did this, babe. I'm kidding. No, Daryl was cool. I'm just teasing. But this is our second to last show. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Back to chronic masturbation. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's never chronic if you're fully enjoying it. All right, what's up in the world? This will be our last monologue, because tomorrow night we're doing the news.
This is the week tomorrow.
Everything's the last something. It's the last time I'll say, what the hell are you wearing that coat for, Nick?
You know what I get to say for the first time Monday?
What's that?
How do I flip the quarter pounder? Welcome to McDonald's. May I help you?
Oh, man. Oh, man, it's tough to be cool in a paper hat. Tough.
It is. Especially when you're chronically masturbating.
Oh, Nicky, you are so sharp this week. You're all liberated.
It's the drugs.
Goldie, what are you guys going to do?
Dennis, well, I don't have anything funny. Never have.
But,
Nothing sharp, but just a plea for help, if you don't mind. I've had my eye on this exit ramp by my house. What do you think? You think it'll work?
What's up in the world? Protesters in Iraq yesterday waved anti-Bush signs and burned him in effigy. Oh, I'm sorry. That was during a campaign stop in Philly. Republicans are planning a major television campaign to restore President Bush's image. The ads will hit the air as soon as they finish auditioning hypnotists, which, second to last show, I got to go out with a monologue. All right. George Bush denied rumors that he's ill today and went on to explain that vomiting is merely a quirky defense mechanism of his, like an octopus squirting ink. Now it seems clear that President Bush will bring James Baker into the White House to run his campaign. Baker has reportedly been preparing for taking over the Bush campaign by sitting in his bathtub and bailing water all day long. President, what, honey? Oh, put my coat down. All right. It's my wife. She always worries that I look dumpy on here. Does that bug you, really? Little waistcoat. I feel like one of the Mambo Kings. President Bush extended his sanctions against Iraq Tuesday and even threatened to use military force against them if necessary. Guess Bush figures it's easier to run for re-election against Saddam Hussein than it is Bill Clinton. Bush referred to Clinton's economic program as, quote, smoke and mirrors. I think it's sad that the campaign has already degenerated to accusations of pot and cocaine use. Don't you? I mean, really, it's just... Tipper Gore, rock and roll. I kind of dig the Tipper. She is the rock and roll warning label advocate, wife of Al Gore, considered by rock to be rock's evil mascot by many musicians. Well, Tipper is working on softening her image. Today she presented the group, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, with a set of hand-knitted socks that she had made for him on the bus. And, scientists say the AIDS virus is harder to detect than previously thought, not unlike the Republican administration's concern for its victims. And suicide doctor Jack Kevorkian in the news. He had 2 murder charges dropped against him in Michigan yesterday. Just to show he had no hard feelings, Kevorkian said, "I know how depressed the prosecuting attorneys must feel, and if they reach the point where they just can't go on, they should feel free to call me." Really would... William the Refrigerator Perry wants the Chicago Bears to sign him sight unseen, taking his word that he weighs the 320 pounds that they've set for him. Yeah, you know, believing a fat guy about his weight is like buying a used car over the phone, all right? I just don't think it's recognized. And finally, British Air and U.S. Air will merge into one huge airline, making it the largest airline in the world. A celebration of the merger started 2 hours late and featured warm Pepsi and tiny bags of stale peanuts. Hey, got a great show for you tonight. Teri Garr is here. Jeff Cesario, Martin Bryan, and Pat O'Brien.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Bud Dry. Dry brewed so it drinks light. It satisfies completely.
Welcome back. You know, seeing as it's our second last night, we want to make it hard as we can on the people who canceled us. We gave you some numbers. We gave some numbers out last night for a 1-900 number for people to call. We had one number if you want the show to stay on the air, and one number if you think they made a mistake canceling it. And between the 2 numbers, I think we've covered ourselves rather admirably with those 2. A couple days ago, we had 30. I haven't gotten an update, but we had 30,000 a couple days ago. Yeah. So if you want to make a call, here's the numbers, and it's 75 cents. There's no bread involved for us, though, but the profits do go to the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. So it's a good cause if you want to vote. It's if you think the show should stay on the air, 1-900-468-2210, and if you don't think the show should be canceled, 1-900-468-2211. 75 cents, all goes to Pediatric AIDS Foundation. My first guest has starred in a string of hit films. Her latest release is Mom and Dad Save the World. Please welcome Teri Garr. Teri. Frankie
I know
Bacai?
who he is.
Swing! I love
I'm not sure I know what that means.
it! You know what swing means.
It's from that movie with
Yeah.
the... Yeah. Okay.
Wayne's erection. Wayne's erection. Wayne's erection. Well, you look sexy in your little gingham. What is the sort of a
Just a little
red hot
schmata
summer
I
love
bought in the
type
valley.
thing? A little
Thank-
schmata.
Yeah. But I didn't want to go out of my way. The show's going off the air.
Yeah, so sure, you know, you gotta admire the woman. You know what you're saying.
But
you
I'm
wanna...
terribly fond of you anyway.
Well, thank you. Too.
And I'll dial that 900 number and
Oh,
tell them what I
okay.
think. You know?
Hey, you know, we before we went on the air, we did test shows because I had never interviewed anybody, quite frankly, and they wanted me. And you were nice enough. I think you were on our first show, right?
Yeah.
And now you're on our second to the last.
Well, I was
show.
on the second show that you actually taped, and I'm not sure it was ever shown.
Yeah.
And then now the second to the last show that goes on.
Yeah.
I'm sort of the angel of talk shows, like Billy Burke in The Wizard of Oz. I come in and you may live, you may die, off with your heads. Sorry.
And then back in the spear and back into the mountains.
That's right. And then I go and do, you know, Arsenio and Letterman and whatever else there is
Yeah.
for me to do.
Well, you know, like I said to you
While
the
you're on
first
Earth.
time, the first time you were on, I feel like I'm cheating with you a little because you're so designated as Dave's girl. I feel like we're running around behind his back or something
Am
here.
I designated as that?
Yeah, the word's out in the street, baby. You're Dave's chick.
Oh.
No, you don't want to be known as that.
No.
I think you're the only person they've ever done a whole week around, haven't they? Didn't they do a salute to Teri Garr week or
Yes.
something?
Well, there's a long story involved in that. It was sort of a payoff, but never mind.
Oh.
No. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound... Where do you get this audience?
From-
North Hollywood Junior High? East L.A. Now, what was I going to say? I can't remember now. I've got
Hey, we had Lovitz on last night,
You did.
and he was telling me about...
Did you lose a bet?
It was a long story. It was sort of a payoff or something, but...
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was on talking about Mom and Dad Save the World. Now, you play his love interest in this? You and Johnny fall in love?
Yes, I think we're a fabulous team.
Yeah?
We might be going on a show of our own. In fact, we might be replacing this one. That's what we're here to
Wow.
John and I.
Watch
No,
out,
just kidding,
tough
just
time
kidding.
slot.
No, I think so. Listen, I know what it's like. I had a show canceled last year. You get mad, you get hostile, then you get sad, then you think, is it me? It's none of that. It's all, you know, it's just
And you know what? Yours, it went quickly too, didn't it?
oh, off with their heads.
Yeah.
4 times it was on. At least you got to, you know, do a couple months here and see what it was like. But they don't do
Good
it.
and evil, right?
Yes, exactly. See? 7 people saw it. Now I do it in my backyard. Little scenes of it.
But you know what? It does come down to 2,400 boxes across the country. Did you hear that?
The Nielsen thing?
Yeah, there's 2,400 of them across the country.
So unfair. It's so unfair.
Isn't that wild?
There should be room for all of us.
It's all determined by 2,400 people have these boxes, and what they watch is kind of what you get. I think that is. I'm not being paranoid, but I think it's something like that. And the 2,400 boxes, I don't know who they're giving out to, but there's, you know, sort of like people from Grant Wood paintings. And the guys with the pitchforks don't dig me. We'll talk more with Teri Garr right after this, folks. We'll be right back. We're back with Teri Garr. Wow. Hey, now we've got a little piece of magic here called a clip from Mom and Dad Save the World. Does it need any exposition, dearest?
Well, in this movie, there's these little dogs and fishes that talk. And so I have a scene with one of these dogs that talks.
Okay, drug film. And this is Mom and Dad Save the Bong.
Yeah, it's tough having to be masculine all the time, isn't it? You know, sometimes my husband, he digs his heels into something so much that he just finds it very difficult to admit that he's wrong. Oh, what you need is a nice little hug, isn't it? That's a good boy. Now, wouldn't you feel a lot better if you went and had a nice talk with Bois? Told her that you believed in her? and that you loved her. And she should tell you the same thing, too. Don't you think you should go talk to her now?
Beautiful. Now, of course, the dog was played by the little voodoo woman from Poltergeist, and
No, that was a real talking dog. That was the amazing thing. They found these talking dogs.
Yeah.
That dog, out backstage, he was singing "I Talk to the Trees."
yeah. Well, imagine how pissed you are when you're a talking dog and you get turned down at the cattle call for the role. You know, it's like,
I
oh,
know.
we got another talking dog who's better than you. You know.
Dennis!
Well, it's the last
This is
week.
good.
You can
I
say
know,
what you
but
want.
still, let's have a little.
Well, they just
respect
bark it a
for
lot.
trailer people.
They bark it a lot.
Okay, you're right.
You just hear bark, 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 bark. Now, let me ask you, as we're watching this thing,
Did John tell you how this movie's been playing in Japan and in China and all those places?
he told me it's through the roof over there. It's crazy. They love the dog thing.
Yeah.
But as you're looking at the clip,
Am I proud of my work?
are you proud of that scene with the talking dog? Just, you know.
I guess you've never had to work with a talking dog. It's not easy. And also to wear like orange cans in your hair and this dress that was made out of wires and stuff.
For your
I guess
art.
you never had to for my art.
For
yeah.
your art.
Well, actually, the whole movie's kind of a performance piece. Like it's like the Karen Finley thing. It's performance art. It's a metaphor
Open
for
to
something
interpretation
else. Yes,
by every individual.
You have to work kind of hard to get what it really means. But I think what it really means is that I'm going to be opening a Cleaners in the Valley.
Yeah. Now,
Don't tell Michael Phillips I said that. He won't get it.
Michael used the dog in much the same way Hitchcock used the allegory of the cool blonde in all his films.
Exactly.
Okay, beautiful. I feel that the dog's flea collar was the MacGuffin that took you away from the core dilemma.
It's that rosebud
Yes.
thing.
Now, okay, this was obviously a bit of a sticky performance for you. What's been your best film experience? Out of all the ones you like the best? Tootsie. I would guess Tootsie. Am I wrong? Or
Yeah,
right?
no, Tootsie was fun, but I wonder if anyone cares
Yeah, sure they
about
do.
my career. Oh, okay, well,
You're America's sweetheart.
you know, it amazes me because I don't even care anymore. And I just think, how could anybody else care? There's other things going on, you know.
Oh, they care.
And all, yeah.
There are guys out here with tattoos of your undie ads on their arm. All right. It's Mom and Dad Save the World.
At
and
last.
it's Teri Garr. And I appreciate you coming on again, Teri. Thank you. Bookends. Bye-bye. We'll be right back. Jeff Cesario. Bye-bye.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by...
I'm starting to turn inward, man. Nick, bring me my Thorazine.
Now, come on, Grandma. Grandma, put some lipstick on you. We'll get you all pretty.
I'm gussied up. I got my fancy go-to-meeting clothes on. Oh, it's so grim. They're cannibalizing our office. Can you believe that? They didn't even wait till Friday. They're taking the furniture out.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean we can't come in tomorrow and make long-distance calls?
I came in today, my dialysis machine. Gone. Out.
That is so unfair.
Yeah. Having to do my, process my urine using nothing more than old high C cans. Okay, hey, it happens. It's not pretty, but it's television. This next guest had the honor of being the best man at my wedding.
And what an honor that
One of my best friends in the world. Jeff Cesario, folks. Stand up! Thank you very much. Dennis Miller! Thank you.
Oh, I make one friend in show business, the son of loses his show. Jesus. Well, listen, I want to do a little special tribute here to my comedy buddy, and I think with your help, I can pull it off. You guys ready? Yeah! Let's see. Dennis, the first would be D. There we go. D. Joke from my act with a D. Divorce. 50% of all marriages end in divorce. Which is why there's so many wedding chapels in Vegas. It's the only city on the planet where 50-50 looks like pretty good odds. All right. E. What do you think? Maybe education, huh? Education. George Bush, the education president. Yeah. Backed off that pretty quick. He realized the more he educated us, the less likely we'd be to vote for him. And, let's see, and numbers. I'm horrible at numbers. I had to take statistics in college. This will show you how stupid I was. I didn't even know statistics was numbers. I thought it was stuff like, did you know no two snowflakes are alike? Oh, another N. These are when it gets tough. Nicotine patch. If you're quitting smoking, put that nicotine patch on. You know where it's actually most effective is if you place it over your mouth. Let's see, what do you got an I? All right. Injury. Biggest injuries in the 90s in sports so far? From bungee jumping. Yeah, say what you will about the 60s, but at least back then we only hallucinated that we jumped off bridges tied by giant rubber bands. Sex. I'm heterosexual. I'm sticking it out. I think it's making a comeback. M, let's see, money. Let's see, charging $14,000 for a Rolex watch now. Trust me, if you got 14 grand to blow on a watch, you can afford to be late. Let's see, I. Oh, man, the eyes are killing me. Incompetence. Dan Quayle. Don't even need to finish that joke. First L, lifestyle. All right, lifestyle, healthy. Been healthy. I bought a Stairmaster. I've been staring at it. We're quick on time. Next L, we're going to have to go L-E. Law enforcement. I live in Los Angeles now, where the only requirement for getting a gun is exact change. All right, we're doing it. I'm through. Religion. I was born and raised a strict Catholic, which of course means I haven't been to church in about 16 years. Dennis Miller, ladies and
I just wish my name was Xavier Zingwist.
I have no xylophone material. Now,
Thank you for being on my second last show, buddy.
Hey, man, my pleasure. And you know, I don't think it's over. Maybe I'm an optimist. You know me, I've always been an optimist. Yeah.
No, I'm going to be on infomercials for frying skillets next week.
Well, see, I think you can do that. I think you could just see, because the problem is you are getting the smart people watching. You got to get those real thick, dense trailer court people. You know, you got to...
Well, you're helping my cause here.
Like maybe you could sell products in between questions, like the Home Shopping Club. Like, you're talking to me, okay. We're talking about family values, and then you just go, hey, you know, speaking of family values, how's this for a value?
That is
something like
pretty,
that.
Yeah. And then
you could flip sports scores in there, get those ESPN viewers. Again, you know, you're talking to, say, Shannon Doherty, and you're saying, you know, boy, Shannon, you would really be a lousy catch. Hey, speaking of lousy catches, Bobby Bonilla drops Next one in the top of the ninth. Mets lose 7-5.
Hey, I want to bury all this. I want to bury all this Shannon Doherty stuff because she was a nice person. And you know what? I told you what happened that night. I just looked over and she was scared that I was going to be a smart ass.
Really?
So she smart assed me first, but she's a cool person. I don't want to
Really?
play that.
She backed off you?
Yeah, I think she's a nice kid.
What about Sean Young?
Sean Young, well, of course, I'm going to say nice because I'm afraid of the chicken bones on the doorstep thing. But, she was the best. She was the best. All right, we're going to have Mark and Brian. We got to go. Jeffrey Cesario, right after this. Welcome back. A little misty out tonight. You know, tomorrow night my guest will be Tom Selleck. Magnum! And Gloria Steinem, the Allman Brothers, and the News of the Week. So we got a good last show. And isn't Sharon Stone going to stop by? Sharon Stone coming over? David Spade? Sharon Stone? So we'll have guests and friends stopping by for our last show. Please watch. The festivities come to an end. I've got some fondue for everyone. Bring your own fork. My next guests are the morning personalities, Mark and Brian. Did you guys get fired?
Say it again?
Did you get fired too?
Standing ovation for only those who get nailed.
What is this here,
This is
guys?
the female reproductive system.
Oh.
It's a gift. We got this in the mail. We want to bring it in for a special reason. We'll tell you about it. But a lady called the show a couple days ago and said, we're giving away tickets to the show. In fact, she's here somewhere. She goes, if you give me tickets to the show, I'm having a hysterectomy and I'll send you my uterus in a jar. And so we started the conversation, what's a uterus look like?
And then somebody sent us this thing, and that's what it looks like.
But it was kind of symbolic.
Now, what is the blue part? What is that?
That's just the stand. We're assuming they use this in educational classes to teach the crowd, but you know what goes on there.
But it was symbolic for...
Oh, no, you've been canceled. We feel as though you've been screwed.
All right, but I have a feeling something else is going to open up for me. You know.
But now with all the extra time on your hands, you can just, vag out.
Okay, now enough of that. Okay, right there. That's it. Get a little closer on me here. It's like Barney Rubble with a bad prostate. Now, how did you guys meet? And what is the rabidity of this? Is that a word? Have I made that up? The rabidity. Your fans are crazy. I mean, they're so loyal for you.
Well, the hooty hoo that you hear.
The hooty hoo?
The hooty hoo that you hear is they're a rowdy crowd.
It's like a whole, it's like a whole Tolkien language I don't understand or something. Hooty hoo, kookaloo. What the hell's going on? Somebody get me my Earth to Morning Drive Time dictionary.
Yeah, they're weird. They have way too much time on their hands, don't you?
Where did you two guys hook up originally? How far back do you go?
7 years. And we hooked up in Birmingham. A friend of ours was putting a morning show together, thought it would work, knew both of us, and put us together. And we were very fortunate in that we didn't just do a radio program. We honestly, truly do enjoy each other's company. We were sitting back in our little dressing room.
Which brings us back to this, doesn't it?
or the lack of this. Now, Birmingham, Alabama to L.A., whoever saw this had somewhat of a visionary concept because, you know, what would play in Birmingham, Alabama, I would imagine it would be tough to see, well, hey, that'll play in L.A. too. But I guess you're doing the same stuff essentially?
Our program director in Birmingham used to be so pissed at us because he'd go, the only problem with your show is it could play anywhere.
And he was upset about that. We thought,
we're like,
cool.
Okay.
All right.
Depressing.
No, the natural jump would have been from like a Birmingham to an Atlanta. But Los Angeles called, and we came out, and it's pretty cool. The first experience we had, we came out, they flew us out to just look at the city and meet them and see the station and whatnot. So we get into town. We had never been to L.A. before in our lives. We get into town, we flip on the news, and there's 15 minutes of death. There was freeway shootings and whatnot. So then we go to bed. We're down at the Valley Hilton. We go to bed, and we have a most unusual experience, our first hands-on death that we had had in the city. We wake up to screamings at 3 in the morning, and a girl drowns in the pool of the hotel we're staying in. This is one of the
People are laughing at a girl drowning in the pool.
All right!
Well, welcome to the jungle. You might as well get a dose of it the first night. But how has it panned out for you? Have you grown accustomed to L.A.'s face? You like it?
It took about a year to get acclimated, but the thing was we never changed the show from Birmingham to L.A., and the people that are screaming here aren't, do or die Mark and Brian fans. They're just, hey, if whatever's, if it's funny, good.
Right.
If it's not, they'll punch away.
And how long have you guys
That's what
been
we
number
would do.
one in this market now?
3 years.
Yeah? Well, that's pretty amazing.
Just want to say this. We came out here and never had any intention or desire to be number one.
We wanted to get it on our resume and then, get the hell out of here.
That's true. And
like,
But, honestly speaking, we don't care if we're first or if we're fourth. If we have a good time on the air in the morning, and if we entertain 43 or 44 of these people, we are honestly happy with that.
All right.
As long as that's
as far as they know.
Well, boys, I'm going to have a lot of free time, so have me down there once in a while.
You were on the show a couple weeks ago, and, we're thinking, he's too hip, man. We're from small farm towns. We'll never be that hip. We're not worthy. And he came in, and he was really, really... You were nice to us. And
Yeah,
we were
I feigned it. I sensed how uncomfortable you were. Hey, now, how'd that tennis match go with McEnroe?
Oh, we lost big time. Us two against John McEnroe.
It was like McEnroe and an embryo against you two. And what was the final score? 6-zip, 6-zip?
Something like that.
During one of the commercial breaks, we said, John, all right, it's Wimbledon. Just give me one of your serves. I want to be able to tell my grandchildren that, I got it. It was like... Okay.
Ready for another one?
He was amazing.
Didn't even flinch. All right, Mark and Brian. We'll be back with Pat O'Brien right after this. Welcome back to Freudland. And, Nick, what do you got going? You going to do a little song for us?
Yeah, I've got a little song I want to do. It turns out because of the billboard announcements I do for the show, this portion of the Dennis Miller Show brought to you by Dawn.
Right.
Apparently, the gals from coast to coast have become very enamored of my voice. Something about the resonant, manly bell tones, the vulnerability underneath. And we were approached, Goldie and I, to do an album. It's sort of a spoken word, romantic word and music album.
Wow, how nice. Sort of like a Walter Brennan for young lovers sort of thing?
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Exactly, and it's called Songs from a Lady. And we'd love to preview one of the songs for you if we could.
This is Songs for Milady. Okay, Nick Mackay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. A song I wrote with the very talented Mr. David Goldblatt and Mr. Paul Anka.
Something we'd like to dedicate to all the ladies in the house tonight. A song we call Memories and Toiletries. Hey lady, sexy lady, I want you to be my lady. Spell that apostrophe lady. Sit down, I want to talk to you. You know something, girl? I feel so many emotions when I come home from a hard day working for the man. There are so many things I want to do to you. I want my midnight love to cascade down upon you and drown you in a bottomless well of ecstasy. But more than that, more than you, more than me, more than anything, I want something that can quench this manly thirst of mine. Please, baby, please, please, pop me off an ice cold, but dry. Dry brewed so it drinks light, yet satisfies completely. Feels so good being your sex machine. Yes, hot lady, sexy lady. Sometimes I look at you and I realize how hard it is to stay clean in this dirty, filthy, nasty world. Lady, I just want to wash you down. I want to lather you up and float you away on a magic carpet ride of sanitizing bubbles with zest. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. But you know, sometimes I get so very worried that I don't take the time out to tell you that I will always love you with always. The Maxi with Dry Weave gives you a clean, dry feeling. But what about me? You know, I like sweet things. I got this sweet tooth. I like you, baby. You are so sweet, so rich, so nougaty. Girl, the down-home goodness of your cinnamon cluster swirls bring me to my knees. And the only thing sweet enough to bring me up again is Baby Ruth. If you're nuts about nougat, crazy for caramel, and absolutely wild about peanut, you do anything for Baby Ruth, and I do anything for you are my lady. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Wow. You make Barry White look like a clinician, my friend.
Ultimate praise.
You are beautiful. My next guest has been a sports commentator on CBS for 11 years. Please welcome Pat O'Brien. Pat. Whoa, jeez.
You know, I had that little number that Richard Simmons had on the other night.
Sorry, I'm a clean freak. You had the little number that Richard
The
Simmons?
shorts and the
oh, yeah, the
striped
little
top.
vertical stripe thing.
That's why we're dressed alike. I went into your closet.
This is pretty funky for you, isn't it? I'm used to seeing you always turned out at the half. You got the cool suits on. You're always
tie,
looking.
yeah.
I read you're an old rock and roller. How did you go from rock and roller to button-down guy sitting next to Dixie Watley on E.T., babe?
It's the same thing, really. I mean, business is the same no matter what you're doing. You're out in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the South Dakota Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, what was the band called?
Dale Gregory and the Shouters. Like that name? It was a 60s name.
Where's Gregory at today? What's he doing?
Actually, we would kind of pass that around. One night I'd be Dale Gregory, another night the drummer would be Dale Gregory.
There was
no one
actually-
ever knew who Dale Gregory was.
No,
But it was a lot of fun. And then we had our British look. We went to a name called Those of Us. And
little Gary and the Pacemakers type thing?
like that. We weren't the wildest band around. We didn't do the dirty lyrics to Louie Louie.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a lot of fun, and we did it for 9 years.
And you ended up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame up there?
South Dakota Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let's get it,
Well, at least they have a building. The real Rock and Roll Hall of
I'm
Fame.
not sure. Actually, they do have a building. It's pretty good. Myron Lee and the Caddies is in that Hall of Fame.
Josie and the Pussycats? Sure.
Josie didn't make it. The Pussycats did, though.
Now, tell me about the Dream Team. What's your take on this? A lot of America salivates for this. I'm
Pretty worried about that one, aren't we?
Yeah. Do you like the concept?
Actually, I don't, and I don't think the United States wanted it either. They voted against this. I think the Olympics are for people like Mike Powell and kayakers who come in from last place. But now that they're there, I mean, you know, it's the biggest lock, I think, ever in sports. They took it off the books in Las Vegas, as a matter of fact.
Really? But tell me this, in whatever Olympics it was, where the Russians were beaten by the United States hockey team, that would have been just the same, don't you think? Wasn't that a big lock?
That was a lock, but that was a referee problem, and that was, you know, a controversial ending there. This is a lock. I mean,
oh, I didn't mean the hoop game. I mean the hockey team. When our hockey team beat their hockey team, that was a similar lock, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they weren't playing. They beat Russia, and then they went on and played a much lesser team in the medal round. That was a big lock, but nothing like this. This is going to be a massacre.
The lock's so big, though, it could be head problems for us, right? I mean, they might have trouble getting it up for the game, won't they?
Michael Jordan told me a couple weeks ago with a straight face that they're afraid they might lose their concentration. I said, Michael, the only way you'll lose your concentration is the guys asking for your autograph while they're playing, and you drop the ball while you're signing your autograph. You know, they look up to these guys. And
right, they're playing Angola in the first round.
First round's going to be a tough one. Take minus 80.
The center for Angola is Professor Lovelace from Wild Wild West, the deranged midget.
It's going to be fun. It's fun to see these guys play. I hope that Marv Albert and the NBC guys have a lot to talk about, because when you get into blowouts, you just have to talk and talk and talk and talk about other things.
Now, you, in your trappings as the host of At the Half, you run into all the NBA players, and I take it you've become decent friends with Jordan. What is it like hanging in the wake of that celebrity? I mean, I read that he might be like Ali. Somebody said he might be more famous than Ali now.
Yeah, I think Michael Jordan is going to go down transcending the sport like Ruth and Ali. I mean, even bigger than Ruth, because Ruth wasn't international, Ali was. He is huge. I was with him in Las Vegas, sitting next to a 21 table, blackjack. He had an 18, a couple $1,000 on the table. An 18. The dealer had a face card up, and Michael asked for a card and got a 3. It's great to be Michael Jordan.
That'll be his pointing the home run legend.
But he's
someday.
everything you want him to be. He is the nicest, best guy around. He's really a great guy.
It's impossible to be in his shoes right now, isn't it? Well, everybody takes a shot at you for
absolutely.
everything.
And he says it's very hard being Michael Jordan these days. We're not going to weep for him because
but you know,
but everybody wants a piece of him. Everybody wants the autograph, and it's tough. And I've seen, you know, there've been some cracks. I mean, he started to say, I'm not going to sign everything. I'm not going to do everything. He's human just like everybody else, but he's a great guy. He's a great one.
Yeah, and you know what? The bread, at some point, it just won't get you through the end of the day. After that first, 40 grand, you know, the rest of it just seems like gravy anyway. I mean, if you think about it, you could probably get by on 30 grand a year, right? So anything after that is
We'll all find out someday, won't we?
Yeah, well, I knew up until last week. Okay. We'll be right back. Thank you, Pat. Pat O'Brien, folks. Welcome back, folks. Once again, if you'd like the show to stay on the air, 1-900-468-2210, 1-900-468-2211. Last show tomorrow night. I'll be the last one here when the tough get going. The going gets weird. Teri Garr, Jeff Cesario, Pat O'Brien, Mark O'Brien. Good night.
When in Los Angeles, guests of the Dennis Miller Show stay at the St. James Club and Hotel.